Hey, what's going on, guys? So we're coming to you today with another product unboxing and review. This is from Sainlogic. It's a weather station WS0835. That's the model on it. Now, they were nice enough to send this out to us for review, and we really appreciate it because we have been looking for one of these. We had an older unit, but it just didn't work that great. It was from a different company. Really wasn't that accurate, so we've been happy to get a hold of this. We're going to get into it here real quick. Go ahead and jump into the meat and the potatoes here. We've got a user manual. This goes over all your safety precautions, goes over your setup, your calibration, how the unit works, where to place it, all that good stuff. And then for a shorter version of that, they offer you a quick start setup guide here that goes through everything. It also shows you the mounting options that you can use as far as where to mount it. Comes with all the pieces to mount it as well. So let's dive on in here. First thing I see is a bag. Here is the screws and everything that's going to be needed to actually mount this unit with the mount. Like I said, it comes with everything you need there. This is going to be our indoor unit here. And little foam protective cover in the bag. And there's a warranty card here. Let's take a look at that. Claim your warranty by registering now. You get a free 1 year extended. So you get a 1 year extended warranty free right out of the box with this. That's pretty slick. Still got the protective cover on here. We'll take that off when we get ready to use it. Buttons on the side here. And a couple of buttons here on the top. It's got minimum, maximum, snooze and light, and channel. So I'm pretty sure this will link up with a couple of different outdoor units. It only comes with the one outdoor unit. We'll get to it in just a second. But we've got a kickstand for it here to allow you to set it up on the table if you'd like to. Then there is actually two little keyholes back here where you can put screws into the wall and you can mount this on the wall. Now it will run off of batteries. It takes 3 AAA batteries in here to run it, but you've got a plug down here for an external power supply, which is in this box here. This, I'm actually kind of surprised at. It's usually these transformers are like huge, you know, big bricks. But technology's changing a lot, and this is prime example of it right here. So this is going to be our external power supply for our indoor unit. It just simply plugs into the back of it there. And from there you can set it up. You could put it on the table just like that, or you could hang it on the wall, either one. I believe it will operate off of the batteries alone, but I don't know how long. I think from what I read, just doing a little bit of research on this one, is about a year, give or take. So that's our indoor unit and our power adapter there. Set those off to the side, and we'll get into here. So looks like we've got a bracket and another bracket here. Now these two will go together. This will be able to allow you to mount it to like a clamp pole or something to that extent. You can mount this one flat with the arm, which is underneath the outdoor unit here. You can mount it with it setting up vertical like this, or you can mount it to the wall just like this. And if you had a pole or something you wanted to clamp it onto to keep it up off the ground, like I said, you've got the provided hardware here and screws and nuts and everything to be able to put in here. This thing is already recessed out in the back to accept the nuts, so you don't need a lot of tools. Basically just a Phillips head screwdriver or a flathead. They give you either option there, and you'll be able to install this with minimal tools. Doesn't take a whole lot. These are pretty snug fit too. I like that. Let's go ahead and get into the actual unit itself. And I'm looking at the box here. That is everything that Sainlogic has sent us. This is going to be our outdoor unit here. You'll see you've got a wind speed indicator, a rain gauge. This is going to be your north, south, east, and west as far as wind direction is concerned. It mounts onto this post here, just like this. And then you'll be able to mount it into this unit and have it setting up. You're going to get your temperature reading here. From that point, you have this wind gauge. Now, that's where mounting it's going to come in. You're going to need a little something a little extra. If you've got a smartphone, you can download a compass app, or you can use a standard compass. But you need to figure out which way is north and south. and make sure that this is pointed in the appropriate direction, and it goes through that in the instructions. You need to look at the instructions when you go to set this up. Now I spin this around here where you can see this. This has got a solar panel on it here. This is one of the features that I like to see in these, for the simple fact that when the sun's out, it's not running off of the battery power. This will have to have batteries put in it. We basically just have to flip it over here, and there's a screw in the bottom. We'll take it out with the panel, and we remove the battery access cover here, and it's going to take 3 AA batteries, and I've got those here on the table with me. So we're going to go ahead and put those in, and then we'll put our cover back on. Now the batteries on this unit are supposed to last about a year, and it's going to vary based on conditions. Obviously, if you get more sunlight on this panel here, then you're going to get longer life, because what it does, this doesn't charge the batteries. This is an alternate power supply, so this powers the unit on its own instead of running off the battery power. If you have several cloudy days or it's nighttime or something to that extent, it's running off the batteries. So realistically, during the summer when there's more sunlight here in the southeast of the United States where we're at, we're going to get longer life out of our batteries. Then come winter time, we may not get as long a life. So when you're looking at places to mount this, keep in mind that you may have to go back and change the batteries in this. I know there's some guys out there that do ham radio. They'll mount these on their antenna tower. Some people mount them outside. They put them on a pole in the yard, something to that extent. Now, this rain gauge, and that was one of the questions that I had, so I started doing the research on it to understand it. The rain gauge itself actually measures rain in 0.01 increments. And what it does, and I don't know if you can hear that or not, you'll hear it clicking in there. What it is there's a little cup inside of this, and I'll take this off so you can see it. You should be able to see down in there. There's this little cup in here that basically it dumps the water out and goes back, and each time it does that, it's going to cycle itself to 0 after a specific set amount of time. So, and I think it's every 24 hours that it resets. I'll have to get into the manual and confirm that, but at 24-hour intervals this will reset, and what it'll do is it'll display on the indoor unit how much rainfall you've received within the last 24 hours. Now then you've got your wind speed indicator up here that's going to tell you if you've got steady wind or a super fast gust that comes through, as well as your outdoor temperature. It's going to tell you your humidity outside, and then this right here, as long as you have the unit placed in the appropriate location and oriented north to south like it's supposed to be, this will tell you which way the wind is going. So basically from this point, guys, we've got you all the unboxing done. We've got the stuff out. We've got it set up. We need to put the batteries in the indoor unit now. And let's see. We happen to have those on the table, so I'll go ahead and snap them in for you. Sounds like it powered up. Now it's going to start looking for that indoor unit, but you'll be able to see here. We've got the indoor display on. So right now it's kind of going through the motions of getting everything acclimated, getting acclimated to the indoor temperature, and with the batteries it's going to cut the screen off to save battery power. So we'll plug in the power supply here and get the little twisty tie off of it. Got a plug underneath here. Alright, so now the display should stay on all the time. We've got our time up here. Actually, that's the date, excuse me. Our time's right here. We've also got moon phase. This is going to tell us what phase the moon is in based on the date, the year. That's programmed into it. We've got our barometric pressure. temperature indoor and outdoor. This is going to be our sensor as far as what the temperature goes, and then we've got this little weather prediction thing right here that basically looks like sunshine, which is what it is outside, but this thing hasn't had time to acclimate. We've got to give this time to acclimate, and we've got to give it time to sync to this. So while it's going through the process of doing that, I'm going to stop recording, let it go through and get set up, and then we'll get this outdoor unit mounted, and then we'll come back and finish up. Alright guys, so we have got this thing set up and we have got it synced. So you can see here, our outdoor temperature right now is 91.9 degrees with a 49% relative humidity, and it's dropping. Indoor temperature right now 73.6 and 44% humidity, and you'll see these are staying steady. This one's dropping and this one's going up, so we're up to 92 right now. Rainfall in the last hour is 0. Our average wind speed is 0.4 mile an hour with a 0.7 mile an hour gust. Winds coming out of the southwest. We're partly cloudy. It's 6:06 in the afternoon seconds. Here's our date 7/24, and there's our moon phase. So this is basically the features that you're going to get with this unit. It tells you your overall information as far as on a daily glance. You've got your dim button here, where you can reduce that down to make it dimmer. There is an alarm function in it, and you can set different alarms depending on what you want, as far as like a temperature alarm or rain or humidity, things of that nature. I'm still going through the instructions, learning all the details and specifics of the alarm system, but it's a pretty neat feature where you could set it up to say, you know, look, if it was 100 degrees outside, I need to be notified, so I can go out and make sure that the livestock is up, out of the sun, they've got plenty of water, everything. And then the same thing as far as freezing temperature. If it drops below freezing, you could do the same thing. Go out and check your livestock water, make sure it's not frozen, make sure they've got shelter, you know, everything is set up in the way it should be. Which, I mean, you're checking on that type of stuff on a regular basis, but at least this way you don't get caught off guard. You could have an alarm set for those type of things. Alright guys, so there it is. That is the Sainlogic weather station. Got your indoor unit, your outdoor unit. Again, it's solar powered. Accurate weather information. It's going to tell you your rainfall amounts. It's going to tell you your wind speed, wind direction, humidity, barometric pressure. Again, like I said, you got those alarms that you can set if you need those. Really overall a nice little unit here. We're going to keep it up. We're going to keep it running and utilize it for our weather predictions and stuff here around the homestead. And guys, listen, I need y'all to stick with us. Stay tuned. We're going to be coming to you with more videos. Give us a thumbs up. Drop comments or questions down below. As always, we appreciate you tuning in, and I'll put links for this thing down in the description for you.